So I've been studying my sleep for quite a while. I go through all my videos exhaustively. I watch all my movements. I'll speed it up. Um, I know when the REM states will occur. Typically, the first REM state will occur around the 70-minute mark, which I think is a little bit faster than average. I had considered that perhaps you could um, take the average comparatively to other REM onset and maybe extract some sort of information from the difference of that. What that would correlate to, I'm not entirely sure, but it could be a unit of measurement for something. Anyways, so I've been watching my REM, and I finally was able to get clonazepam, which had stifled my research. I wasn't able to go any further because I've seen what I can see. I know what happens with when I'm in REM, and it's always defensive, defensive maneuvers. I can state that because I am using my legs, which are the longest limbs of our body. The most intelligent choice when being defensive is to keep things as far away from us as possible, because you don't know what's it going to do if it closes with you. You don't want it to get anywhere near your vital organs, your face, anything like that. So the smartest choice is going to be to use your legs, especially if you know how to use your legs, which I'm extremely adept at, especially since I've been doing it while I was sleeping for 44 years. Obviously, my legs are extremely, yeah, they know what they're doing. So, anyways, I always kick things off me. So all the interactions are always begun with the legs. That says to me that all interactions are defensive. Um, so, I was able to get the clonazepam. My initial prediction was at the zero point 0.5 milligrams, which is a typical dose given for a Parkinson's patient. Parkinson's patient having no atony. Now, I don't believe that's the case with me. I believe that with ALS there is higher electrochemical output. So, there is atony. However, because of the higher output, there isn't enough resistance or atony to stop that electrical output. Therefore, it goes through, and it is buffered. It is buffered going through atony. So a bit of it is taken off. A bit of it is toned down a bit. So, I'm not sure if it's a substance that is in place. I'm assuming it must be, and I believe it may be GABA. I am not 100% sure on that. That's completely unfounded and just off the top of my head kind of thing. So don't take that with any, take that with a grain of salt. I'm just spitting. So, but there is impotence, and there may be some substances causing that impotence. Typically, in other areas, that would be GABA. So that's why I'm spitting GABA right there. And we're talking about the spinal gray matter, probably around the ventral gray horn. In the spinal column of each vertebrae, right? So that's where we're talking about inhibition. I think. Again, that's also speculation. It could be higher up the chain, but again, I'm just spitting. So where was I? So it spikes through, right? With Parkinson's, they don't have the atonia. Therefore, a lower dosage is no problem. That cuts them off. But with a higher electrical output, we need to depress the central nervous system more severely, obviously, because the whole thing is a more active nervous system because there's more electrical output within the nervous system, which is why the senses that are connected to the autonomic system are heightened, especially when going into a threat assessment mode. It becomes extremely heightened because there's more electrochemical output, and all those systems work better. Of course, it's not quite healthy for the system to be carrying that much charge, but it does what it does. It's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. So, where was I? Okay, so taking the clonazepam, my interactions were not begun with the legs. Okay, and as I stated previously, I believe that the interactions being begun with the legs, and it's a kicking type manner. that is defensive. So most of the interactions that I saw were being begun with the hands. So it follows that those interactions are not defensive. Otherwise, I would not allow the actor to close distance with me where they could do something. I would not allow that. That says to me that I'm showing social behavior because I'm shaking my head no, reaching out and touching stuff with my hands. I didn't see any like handshakes or anything like that. But I've only looked at one night, and this is just initial impressions. Okay, so that says that this is a socially oriented REM stage. Okay, so seeing that, I believe, and I've thought this for a while, but seeing that myself, I believe that REM has multiple subsets of REM. And I think that they are each for specific, they're categorical processes that fit certain activities that we do during the day, certain learning things. So each type of REM is somewhat broad, but we can use them individually to learn different skill sets. All right. I believe that there are at least two that I've seen. I'm going to call one threat analysis, or TREM. And since I'm seeing social behavior with the second REM that I'm seeing, the second REM subset, I'm going to call that social REM, or SREM. So it follows that there could be other subsets of REM. Now, that's a jump because I have not seen them and I haven't done the research, and I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to do the research with my body starting to twitch out like this. At some point, if my electrical signals to my muscles become too impaired, then I won't punch through atney anymore at all. So then I won't be able to see anything. So, maybe someone else could do that, or a Parkinson's patient would probably be a good choice for that type of thing, since it's so prevalent. But there may be differences due to the nature. I don't know what other differences there could be. That's making a jump to a conclusion to say that it's the same. All right, because the method of action isn't the same. Them not having atney, and with those with the higher electrochemical output, they have atney, but they punch through that atney. All right, so let's just continue onward. What this leads me to think, knowing that I have very strong autistic tendencies and the way I process information, I feel that I have been only able to access TREM, being threat analysis REM, throughout my life. That means I'm not 100% sure what information is processed in REM. That's something that would have to be studied more. However, I will say that when I am in REM at night, I only am in threat REM. Any type of interactions that I'm bouncing off the wall to learn about are processed through threat REM, or TREM. Okay? Most people don't have that issue. I feel that they have access to multiple REMs. Who knows what other ones are, but at least threat REM and social REM. And most people probably spend more of their time in social REM, depending on maybe what they're feeling in their environment. Do they need to be prepared for threat? If there's threat, if threat is presented, however it's perceived, if threat is perceived and it's stronger than other perceptions, then it's going to take precedent, and possibly that's going to be the dreaming version of REM. The subset of REM they're going to go into would be TREM, right? But anyways, then the thought follows. What if people with, say, autism spectrum disorder or other similar disorders are actually sleeping disorders in which they are only able to access a specific REM subset, possibly TREM, or threat assessment, or threat analysis REM, at all times, and that's how they process information. What would that look like? What would that look like if they were never able to access the social REM, where social information is processed and social interactions are processed? They're not able to access that. They process their social interactions through the threat analysis REM. Consider that and think about what that would look like if you were processing all your interactions in a threat-based environment. Anyways, that's what I'm thinking right now. Just throwing stuff off the wall.